And hello, hello, hello. I am Chris Angel. On behalf of Dan Heisman, Eternal Patzer, and all of the administrators at the Dan Heisman Learning Center, or the DHLC as we call it for short, I would like to welcome you to our group. Now, there's a lot that goes on in the DHLC, and so the purpose of this is to show you around a little bit and let you see what there is to do in the DHLC. So first thing we need to do is go to the DHLC. And so here we are. Now, one of the best places to see what's going on is in the forums. So if we go to the right and we click on the forums, you can see we have several pinned topics. And I'll tell you a little bit about what they are. Now, this first one is, I want to be a slow chess friend. So what you do is, if you'd like some slow games and you need somebody to do it with, you just post in there that you'd like someone who can practice this particular opening, or I'd like someone who can work with me on this, or I'm available to help anyone who wants help on this, anything like that. And so you can do that, post in the I want to be a slow chess friend, and you can get some people who are willing to play the type of games that you would like to do. Next pinned topic, we have the game analysis department. Let's say you play a game and you thought, what in the world did I do? I had a terrible game. Where did I go wrong? Well, you can take your game, post it in the game analysis department, and one of the stronger players will come along, take a peek at it, and give you some suggestions, see some things that you might have done differently, and it's a terrific place to learn. Our next pin topic is the suggestion box. We do encourage people to post in the suggestion box. Many of the events that we have going on in the DHLC have come about as a result of some of the suggestions that have come into the suggestion box, such as some of our in-house Swiss-style tournaments and some of the correspondence tournaments. Those are all ideas that came about in the suggestion box. The next pin topic, which I'm going to actually click into, is exploring the sources on Dan's website. Now, if you haven't been to Dan's website, here it is. There's a link to it right in here. And as you can see, Dan has many, many things on his website. And that includes a lot of free reading material. Dan writes the Novice Nooks, and you can go on to that and click there. And here's the Novice Nook column, and there's 3 ways to find Novice Nooks. There's alphabetical, reverse chronology, or subject type. If you don't know Dan very well, he has pretty much a Novice Nook on almost any topic that you can think of that has to do with this game, whether it be openings or using your time management, or end games, or even things about the psychological aspect, such as what to do when you're in a when you're in a rut, or how come I can see tactics in the tactic trainer but I can't see them in my games. He's got many different Novice Nooks, and the name is a misnomer. It's not just for novices. It can be helpful to beginner players. It can be helpful to strong players. So we encourage you to take a look in there. And so that is this particular forum. We also have a forum called My Last Lesson with Dan. Many of the members of the DHLC have been students of Dan. And what many of them do is they share their lesson with all of us. So it's like we all get a free lesson out of it. And you can go in there and read up to see what people have done during some of their lessons. And that way we can all learn from somebody's lesson. So it's kind of cool. We also have a pinned topic. Check out the DHLC shop. Though there you can get all sorts of items, cups, t-shirts, jackets, mouse pads, and they have some of our logos on it. What's nice is some of the logos that you see there have been designed by DHLC members. And what's really nice about that, there's a couple of good things. Number one is all of the proceeds go to charity, and that's always a good thing. And number two, you can get some cool stuff. We also have a pinned topic, welcome to the DHLC, and there is just a terrific place to start, and that will also show you some of the things that go on and some of the things that you might like to know about. We have the frequently asked questions, the Slow Chess League. We have guidelines for conduct. We do have several events that we run here, and we do ask for good sportsmanship, and these are just some guidelines. Luckily, we don't have too much of a problem here in the DHLC. However, it's always a good idea to take a look at those and read them. Okay, so as I said, we have many events that we sponsor here in the DHLC, and our biggest is some of our slow chess events that happen to take place on the live server. And if you would like to play in any of those, we do ask people to start with what's called the league qualifier. And I'm just going to click in there. And this discusses what it's all about. And there is also a video so you can see how the qualifying event works. And so that's the place to start if you'd like to play in any of our events. Once you've done that, you can play in some of the other ones. Now, we also do have some correspondence events, but the main thing that we do here is slow events that take place on the live server. Now, there's a couple of other things that I'd like to show you about. One is something called the DHLC Chess Room Chat Club, our Monday night chat club. It's a sister group of the DHLC, and you can always find it from my page if you'd like, the DHLC Chat Room Chess Club. I couldn't think of it, but this is something that we do on Monday evenings. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If some players here happen to be available for a European time zone, it can always be arranged. Right now, we just have the 7 p.m. Eastern time zone. Basically, what we do, it's like going to your local club, except for you don't have to drive in your car and deal with traffic and all of that. What we do, we come here at 7 p.m. We click on the chat room, and there we can find other players who also would like to participate in the chat room chess club for the evening. And what we do is we often have a host. I host sometimes. We also have Ronan Returns, who hosts, and we arrange games for each other's hello, there's Daxter13. Daxter13 is another one of our members who often participates in the Monday night chat room. Hello. And we arrange games. They can be slow games. They can be games that are done a little bit quicker. We can all gather and watch them, and we can discuss them, talk about them, and generally have a good time. So the Monday night chat room chess club, that's the place to be. And we do encourage everyone to join this sister group of the DHLC. Okay, last thing I'd like to show you about, something else that the DHLC has that I don't think any other group here has, and that is a monthly newsletter. And I giggle a little bit when I say this because I actually am fortunate enough to be the editor. And I'm just going to show you one of the newsletters. For instance, here's the January. And it usually is chock full of all sorts of information and fun. We let people know about what's going on with any of the events. We discuss the qualifier. We have the sign-ups for any particular thing that you'd like to do. We have Dan's Corner, where Dan also often contributes something. We have columns from members. We have a blog highlights, and we have several titled players who are being kind enough to participate their blogs, although anyone is welcome to add their blog that if they would like to have it included. We also have sometimes a game of the month. I don't think January's edition had one, but we also have puzzles of the month that is written by Farnell, who gives us several puzzles, many of which have a theme, and those are kind of fun. And Farnell has been pretty good about adding puzzles that are for all levels. So often the first few are some of the easier puzzles, and then they get progressively more difficult. But he often includes many of them. And so that is another thing that we have here in the DHLC. And so, as you can see, there is a lot to do in the Dan Heisman Learning Center. And so once again, I'm Chris Angel, and on behalf of Dan Heisman, Eternal Batzer, who is the super administrator of our group, and all of the administrators at the DHLC, I extend a warm welcome. Thank you for watching.